Good morning, faculty, family, friends, and of course, my fellow classmates. I am honored to represent you, the class of 2023, as we celebrate the end of our time as undergraduates at Arcadia University, the time for us to finally win. I think President Nair and I had similar ideas when it came to writing our speeches for today, since, coincidentally, I will also be using quite a few Taylor Swift lyrics in mine. Time. A word that is so simple, yet signifies so much. Some refer to the passing of time as chapters, but I often refer to them as seasons. Seasons that seem to change faster than we can keep up with. The hard part about this is that despite our best efforts, life alters anyways. There have been seasons where I found myself bargaining to keep things or people in my life longer, but maybe they can't, maybe they shouldn't. Maybe there's a bigger reason why my offers are refused over and over. We know we can't live in any season forever, but we also know that everything you lose is a step you take. If we could all think back to our first years on campus, I had just driven 15 hours from Illinois, and I remember feeling a few emotions. Exhausted, excited, scared, nervous, overwhelmed. What did I forget to pack? Who are my roommates going to be? What if I don't make friends? What if I don't impress my professors? What if I don't belong here? From teenagers to adults in what felt like the blink of an eye, for some of us, college was our first feeling of freedom. For me, it was the first time in a long time I had somewhere I was proud to call home. It's incredibly hard to be young in a new place. Meeting so many people, trying to figure out who to be, having people tell you what to do, living in what honestly felt like a strange social experiment for the first few months. When you're young, they assume you know nothing, but we proved them wrong. We adjusted to our new lives, but it was hard. I held my new friends' hands through nights of homesickness. I saw people go through breakups and lose friends due to distance, and some feel their newfound independence in the hardest ways. Don't you wish you could go back and tell yourself what you know now? Looking out, I see people who have become pillars without whom I could not stand. The people who have invited me to their family's holiday celebrations when I didn't have anywhere to go or I couldn't afford a flight back to visit mine. The people whose laughs I could recognize anywhere. I see faces I don't know quite as well anymore due to the uncontrollable nature of time, to whom I give my love from a distance. I also see faces that I've only seen in passing or through a box on Zoom, and I cheer you on too, even if it's through a simple Instagram like. Now, I would like us to revisit a season I'm sure we remember all too well. March 2020. I can see us lost in the memory of the day we received an email extending our spring break. It was one of the first warm days we had that year, and this screen was full of people skipping classes or work or ignoring homework to enjoy the weather. I recall a silence that descended upon us, knowing our time together would be altered. This was a pivotal moment in our college experiences. Previews we were packing for were canceled, Phi-Sci students were being flown home, people were booking flights to their families, and if you're anything like me, your new home was being taken from you. Through what felt like endless breakout rooms and group chats, we assimilated to the concept of Zoom University. Thankfully, I was blessed with professors that empathized with this tumultuous transition we were going through, as they were also learning to navigate this new world with us. I would like to thank our faculty and administration for the grace that was had while handling a global pandemic at an institution that prides itself on global experiences. The emails from President Nair and Provost Rutenbeck were our lifelines to Arcadia over those months. Thank you. During this particular season, I traveled the country alone in my car, traveling 38 states and 7,000 miles, while attending my Zoom courses via a phone hotspot and sharing my experiences through a screen. To my surprise, my professors accepted my endeavors with love and even some insider tips. I quickly discovered during that season of my life that it's very easy to live life waiting for the next big thing. That milestone birthday, that next vacation, that graduation day. How many people do you know that have a countdown app on their phone? The thing about living life waiting is that while doing so, you miss out on all of the days in between, the average days, which are often the days that you will look back on the most. Running through the sprinklers on the green in the middle of the night, waking up on a warm spring morning with the sun coming through the Oak Summit windows, building snowmen in front of the castle, and sledding down hills of campus are examples that come to mind often. I recall writing in my college entrance essay, "There's usually a lack of miracles for those that wait for them, although the world does extend a hand for those willing to step forward and make their own." And that is what we have done. We have experienced ups and downs, losses and changes, but one thing remained constant. We are the graduating class of 2023. While our degrees will open many doors, it is imperative to remember that graduation is not the end goal in itself. It is instead a part of a larger journey. The beginning of this season means something different to each of us. To some, it comes as a welcome relief. To others, it is accompanied by nostalgia. If you're anything like me, you may be feeling every emotion at once. Most of us are looking into the future with excitement and perhaps some apprehension, unsure of what to do with our lives, as if there's a specific path, as if there is a right or a wrong. The Honorable Judge Sersky, one of my professors and mentors, once said, "Your degree is not only what you've learned, but who you've become while obtaining it." And as I look out at all of you, I see people who will become lawyers, writers, scientists, diplomats, actors, advocates, teachers, and researchers. Whatever we choose to do next, know we can choose to work grudgingly, or we can choose to work gracefully. You just might find out who you're supposed to be. Remember, you are defined by the things you love, not the things you hate, not the things you're afraid of, not the things that haunt you in the middle of the night. You are what you love. Life isn't often predictable, but you can't always count on the seasons fading. So, make the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it. You've got no reason to be afraid. Before we walk this stage, I would like to leave you with a truth universally known. Everything eventually ends. As much as I've looked forward to this day, I know I've never been fond of endings. The last day of summer, the last page of a good book, the last sip of coffee in the morning, endings are inevitable. The leaves fall, the book ends, the coffee runs out, the seasons change. Arcadia, thank you for being a solid ground for us. Beloved family and friends, thank you for your constant support and love. Esteemed faculty, thank you for all you've done and not laughing at us while we cried during office hours. You have all been a guiding light for us. Fellow graduates, I had the time of my life with you. Hold on to the memories, and they will hold on to you. Thank you and congratulations.